Hi, my name is Keegan Wilder, and I'm here with Phoebe Hahn, and we are interviewing Mr. Johnson, and we are going to ask them some questions. Please tell your name and your friend or family connection to McNeil.
I'm sorry, to McNeil?
McNeil.
Okay. So my name is Kent Johnson. I don't have any connection personally with McNeil, but I do have a son in Bristow Elementary. He's in first grade there. And I guess my connection to McNeil would be you guys. And so, yeah.
Why did you want to join the military?
I wanted to join the military, let's see, somewhere in my high school year, maybe about sophomore year in high school. I used to reenact the Civil War, and so I got real interested in military things and history about war and wars that we fought and things like that. And so I used to read diaries of service members, and something just bit me, I guess, as a passion that I wanted to do. And so I ended up joining the military right out of high school. It's funny that I'm here at college now because originally I didn't want to go to school. I wanted to join the military, but through my time in the military, I've decided I wanted to go to school as well and use the benefits that I had. So,
What branch were you in when you served?
I was in the United States Marine Corps.
Okay. How old were you when you entered?
I signed up in what's called the delayed entry program, where you can join at 17 if your parents are willing to sign the paperwork for you to join, but I didn't actually leave for the military until I was 18 years old and completed high school.
Did you serve in any wars?
I did. I served in Iraq. I was deployed to Iraq. I went on 2 deployments. My first was a ship. It was called a MU, Marine Expeditionary Unit. So the Navy took us over on a ship, and then my second deployment, we flew straight to Iraq, or to Kuwait first, and then to Iraq.
Can you explain the difference between POW and MIA for younger students that don't understand?
That's a good question. So POW is a prisoner of war. That is someone that has been captured by an enemy force and has served time in a prison camp or wherever they were interned at. MIA is missing in action. It could be someone that is a POW. They could be captured somewhere that we may not know, or they could be missing in action, meaning they didn't come back home. They weren't found. There was no body or person to return back.
How many years did you serve for?
I served for 4 years.
Have you ever visited Arlington National Cemetery?
I have not visited the Arlington National Cemetery, but I do know some people that are buried there, some people that I was deployed with, and I do know it is a very important place for people that have served in the military, and especially those that have friends and family there.
Can you please explain the changing of the guards at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier for younger students?
Okay. So the changing of the guard, I'm not an expert on that, so you may want to double check my idea on that, but basically they have a guard that stands guard there at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It's very ceremonial. They stand out there in the rain, the snow, all kinds of weather, and they walk very slow and purposefully. I do know that every move that they make, everything is symbolic that they do, especially during the changing of the guard ceremony. And the changing of the guard ceremony is when another guard comes and changes out with the one that's been standing watch there. And I know it's very ceremonial, and it's definitely a sight to see if you can visit it.
What is your favorite part of the military?
My favorite part of the military, I think, was the connections that you make with your fellow service members. And so I have a set of friends and brothers and arms that is stronger than a lot of regular connections that you can make with friends here just in the United States, or things like that, especially if you've served overseas in a war or a combat situation. But then also just the fact that the military as a whole is a family. So I was in the Marine Corps, but when I'm here at WKU and I meet an Army veteran or someone that's in the Navy or something like that, we feel a connection. So just that connection that spans beyond whatever war you were in or whatever branch you served, I think is really, really special about being in the military.
Why do you think it is important for citizens in our country to be patriotic and to support veterans?
That's a good question. I think that it is important because there's a saying they say in the military that you signed a blank check, payable up into your life. So basically, when you join the military, especially if you're in a combat arms MOS or job, but anybody that joins the military could be asked, could end up sacrificing their life for their country. So that's the ultimate sacrifice, obviously. And I think that showing that you care, that you appreciate that as a citizen of the United States is important. Because that's something they could end up being asked to do, but also their families. I think supporting the military helps make the families feel good as well, because a lot of people may not think about them, but as for a service member that's abroad, they might have a husband, a wife back home, kids, things like that. So I think it makes their family feel good too, to feel supported and that people care about them.
Tell us some specific things to younger students to support veterans.
Well, I think what you all were mentioning about writing letters, writing cards, getting together with your classmates at school and making cards to send overseas, gift baskets, things like that. There's a program called Toys for Tots, where you can donate toys that they'll give to service members' families and things like that they need. And I know personally, just receiving letters, I received letters when I was overseas from children back home and from schools, and that meant a lot to me. That meant the world to me. In fact, I still have a dollar bill in my wallet that a little girl that I knew when I was in high school. I used to volunteer at a kindergarten. My high school was a private school, and I used to go downstairs and volunteer with the kindergarten teacher. And there was a little girl that was in kindergarten that knew me from back then, and she sent me a dollar bill in a Christmas card, and I still have that dollar bill in my wallet to this day. I won't spend it on anything. It's very special to me. So just as an impact, just to show you how much that means to service members, it means a lot.
Were you a combat veteran? If so, did you get any injuries?
Yes, I was a combat veteran, and no, I did not receive any injuries. There were people injured while I was there, but I did not myself receive any injuries.
Thank you for letting us interview, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a great project you all have. I wish you the best on it.
Thank you.